Alright guys, so what a week. Very busy week, very busy. We were able to get that last load off with some help from the contact, who pretty much, as you guys couldn't tell last week, I was tired, right? Last video was really tired, but he pretty much rearranged the whole load just for me, right? Especially after we pretty much came to a definitive conclusion pretty much, that I wasn't going to be able to make that load at all, pretty much any of the stops on time, right? At first I was able to, but then the weather and with how hard a time to run, there was no room for error. Like even 10 minutes had a massive multiplication of domino effect down the line. It was just, it was very felt. But because he also was willing to pretty much rework the whole load, because when I went to that cross dock, they pulled everything off, rearranged the stuff, put it back on, and then reschedule some of the stuff. What was nice about LTL stuff, and for those who aren't very aware of what I do, pretty much starting this year, well, last week of December pretty much of 2024, I'm OTR LTL, so I do less than truckload over the road. So a lot of coast to coast shit, drops sometimes middle of the country, most time on the other side. It's a lot of what I do. Pays good, headaches, a lot of moving parts though, and usually with my experience at least, then again I also do my job well and they appreciate it, they don't want one drop fucking up the whole week, right? Because like this one had 16 drops, right? I'll get into that why it was so many. 16 drops. One drop can just destroy the whole load, right? So like this is not like LTL is not like your usual fucking full truckload. You need things to go more. You need things to go smoothly. If they don't, like one warehouse will just 8 hours. It really can just throw the whole load out of whack, and which also means your contact, whatever. In my case, I'm not naming this broker ever. I'm not naming a contact ever. I'm protecting my lane because this is money, right? They will find a way to solve and get that whatever that problem is out of the way, even if it means another drop that's not even part of the problem, getting that redelivered the next day or whatever, just to keep you on track. So and most time they'll eat. My experience, they'll eat at their own cost. So all right, let's get into it. So I had a pickup, right? I had a pickup. This is usually how these goes, where I usually do 1 to 3 pickups, and because of how late I was gonna get over to Boston, they had me do the usual Troy pickup, right? If you're gonna be late, and yeah. So my appointment over there for my pickup was 7 p.m. right, 1900, and normally it's like 3 to 4 hours. You're there, like to get loaded, right? And that's because they make the product and bag it as they ship it, right? Because they don't have, it's not a very big place. This is a tiny place, tiny. They can only load 1 truck at a time. I showed up at the same time. I go to turn into the lot to check in, right? Another truck's trying to pull in, which already tells me something's going on here. Come to find out, a truck showed up. Was supposed to be. Oh my god, what's going on my eyeball? A truck was supposed to show up at 11. Showed up at 1500, and the truck that was showing up there was also 1500. He showed up, and because they loaded the truck that was late first, which is fucked up to me. That truck should have been moved to the end of the line, right? He should have been the last truck loaded. I don't give a fuck. It was 2 o'clock in the morning. Since that truck was, they moved the 1100, loaded him first, 1500, got loaded at my appointment time, and I got loaded at midnight pretty much. So that one truck domino effect the rest of that, right? And so I didn't even get to Boston, which by the way, from Troy to Uxbridge, which is like 20 miles outside Boston, it's like 160 miles. I didn't get to Boston till 7:30. So it kind of blew, right? It really did blow. Granted, I tried to see detention, but I was told flat out they don't really do detention on, and normally don't charge for detention on pickups. That whatever. Sometimes they do things, sometimes. But all right, let's get into it. So, my contact tells me, hey, when you see your driver sheet, right, your manifest pretty much, don't freak out, right? And I don't normally freak out, but he said that because other people generally have in the past, I get it, because a lot of this load was impossible, like just flat out impossible. I did get 14 of the 16 off. So when I say 14 of 16, I mean I got 14 drops to the original deliveries. 13, my bad, 13. 13 of the 16 to the original deliveries. One of those got redelivered that were not planned to get redelivered. But let's get into it. Okay, so my first drop, I had to go to Sioux City. Easy peasy, been there before. 0900, easy in and out. I was out within like an hour and a half, and most of that was because they were waiting on they won't pull this. So when I show up with the bills, right, the paperwork showing what I carry in, it just has the POs, doesn't have the counts, nothing. So they had to wait for the shipper to send over that so they can unload it and count it, right? Which usually it's their Sunday. Since I was showing up Monday, they don't know what the hell's going on. My contact fixed it, easy peasy. And this one became fine, right? So I had to show up for 0100 appointment Tuesday in Unified, Aurora, Colorado, right? And I was told flat out by my contact, if you're not in a door within an hour and a half of your appointment time, just leave. Alright? If they do not have any door, just leave. Which already told me something's gonna be fun with this one, right? So I showed up I showed up as late as I could. I did not want to be put in be jerked around or whatever. So I showed up at about 12:45, right? 45. They put me in the door at 13:20. I was like, okay, good. So far, good start. They didn't touch me until 06:30. I was out the door for 09:30, which made me miss 2 deliveries. What's the matter, cat? Yeah. So I was supposed to be in Safeway at 0500, Shamrock Foods 0800, and Shamrock has overnight parking, by the way, guys. So that's good. And then US Foods at 1100. Okay. So luckily, gotta love LTL stuff, right? It's not like you're a little easier to work with because you're not a full truck. I'm like, Unify helped me out, by the way, that long. No, the 0100, right? For 2 pallets. 2 fucking pallets, right? Okay, so hi. Psst, psst. See if it turns around. Hey. No, he's interested with his bed. So my contact called Safeway and they said, as long as he's here by like 10:30, 11, we'll get him in and get him out. Which, yeah. They got me out I showed up like 10, and they got me out by like 11. Shamrock Foods, got over there because it's Denver, right? Traffic, right? Got over there like 11:45. I was out by like 2. They had to work around me. They had a little bit more trucks, a little bit more volume. Safeway was about done for the day, right? US Foods, though, obviously it's supposed to be at 1100 up in Loveland, which is almost an hour away, up north on I-25. That one's the one that we got redelivered. They just moved that one. And it's 1 pallet, just redelivered it. But some local, also LTL company, right? Another cross dock. And then I had Kihi at 19:30, and that was my Tuesday, right? And Kihi, I don't remember too much about that one. I was in and out pretty fast. I don't want to say an hour and a half. I think I was out there for like 9. Sounds about right. But then that was the easy day, okay? The harder day, so I called my contact pretty much midday Tuesday, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make the Winco in Portland. I'm just not gonna be able to. I mean, it's a 20-hour drive, and I still need sleep, you know? He's like, okay. So I was like, what I'll do is I'll go to Unify in Richfield, let's do that one, alright? He's like, alright. So pretty much, I told him I'm not doing that one, which the weather a couple weeks ago pretty much taught me that he actually just cares about safety. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna keep that in mind and use that, right? Now I'm not gonna take advantage of it, but since I don't usually say, hey, I'm shutting down, or hey, you know, I'm gonna be late. He knows who I am already, so when I say I'm just not gonna make anything, I need some sleep, you know. He's like, okay. But I mean, Unify was pretty easy. Last time I was there, you remember I was there for 5 hours, or 6, 5 and a half, 6 hours. I was in and out about 3.5, 4. I think it was like caught the typical Portland traffic going to the chef's warehouse. You gotta love Portland, man. Gotta love Portland. Portland on I-5 in the morning going southbound just blows. Just blows. But I had like Chef's Warehouse, Unify, Fred Meyer, and Portland, and all of that was easy, right? None of that I had issues with. They all came off relatively quick. Hell, some of these are so fast, I don't even remember going in there. That's how fast they were. But then I was supposed to go to, Spokane. But that one, he already told me that, like, you're not doing that one. I was supposed to go from Denver to Spokane to Portland, but you guys see a problem. That's a major problem, right, with the timelines. And he just said, well, that one's going to cross dock. That's somewhere in the middle of a trailer, so I don't even worry about that one, right? Then I got to go play with Seattle. That was fun. A lot of my drops are repeat customers. So like the Fred Meyer or the Kroger in Puyallup, easy peasy in and out, right? Especially for one pallet, 175 cases, barely a pallet, right? It's a third of a pallet. Then I had to go to Whole Foods, to Trader Joe's. Both of those, by the way, I love those two drops. I'm normally in and out quick. Like on Trader Joe's, 0600, I was out there in an hour, right? Even though it's one pallet, most of them waiting for them to count it. But so Whole Foods is here, okay? You turn left out of Whole Foods, turn right, turn left, you're in Trader Joe's. Like, it's one block. You just gotta go around a warehouse in the middle of those two. Like, love those two. Oh wait, I lied. Trader Joe's had 7 pallets. My bad. I lied. I forgot about the other 3 POs. And then, yeah, Harbor Food, Chef's Warehouse. That was new to me. Chef's Warehouse, quickest unload I ever had. One pallet, 50 cases, okay? 50 cases, okay? I pull in, right? And I ignore the sign because I don't see any trucks there, right? And they're open. There's nobody else there. It's just a box truck. And the sign says on the gate, "Stop, check in with office," right? It doesn't say anything about parking on the street though. So I just went in, and I was gonna park across the docks that were empty. But as I'm literally backing up, a guy pulls out the door, and he's all doing this, right? And I'm like, "Forward?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." And I back in before I can even get out of the truck into the office. He's already had it off. So I meet the guy in the, or I meet somebody at the office, right? They come out and unlock the door because it's a locked door, so they let me in. And he's like, "All right, let's go get your, let's go see what you got." And as I go in there, I was like, "That guy's already unloaded me." And he's like, the guy looked at him, he's like, "Yeah, true?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, we both pointed the pallet. And he's like, "Okay," he signs it. Not even 5 minutes, in and out, one pallet, right? That's how it should be, right? And I showed up early. That appointment was setting like 900. I showed up at like 800, 0730, something like that. Something like that, right? And I was in and out. Like I was, yeah. I mean, to be fair, there's one pallet, and when you're that empty, there should be no excuse. That's not usually how it goes. Then the Harbor Food Service, which I've been there plenty of times, in and out, because it's like I pretty much jump the line in front of people. Like if they have an open door, they'll get me in, get me fucking offloaded, let me pay the lumper and get me out, because it's 2 pallets, 116 cases. Like this whole load, okay, was 37 pallets, 37 pallets, 3,999 cases for 3,700 pounds, or 37,000 pounds. So it's, like I said, both truck of less than truckload, right? And I want to say all these, like rounded up miles off my head was like 3,200 for like 7K, right? So I know it's 14 minutes into this, but considering I only get paid 88%, right? And I'm self-dispatch. All this is mine. Like I sign the Raycon, I sign everything, right? I deal with the brokers, contact the lumper service directly, right? I get the lumper code, even if it's like $800, EFS, well, ComCheck, EFS, petty cash in a sense for those teachers, or anybody who's petty cash is pretty much what it is. It comes directly to me, so I'm as much of as being a complete own authority as you can be without being an own authority. The only difference is I'm giving that 12%, right? Everything else I do. The only thing I get pretty much is I get a fuel discount, which I'm probably gonna be getting my own authority. It's probably gonna be a couple years. Right? I want to get my equipment paid off. Right? I want to have this safety net that I currently have. Get this, at least get this, like, you know, closed in this final year or whatever. I mean, until I get pissed enough and not dealing with the company, because most of it I'm so independent here. The only time I really deal with company is for billing paperwork, invoices, permits, something like that, right? Like typical company side stuff, right? Otherwise, it's me, myself, and I over here. Like, I deal with trailer shit. I find solutions for current problems, and I take it in there, and I make a phone call. That's all I do. I see the problem. I find a solution. I take it there, tell them what it needs. They make a phone call. They get approval. They get it done, right? Truck, it's just me. It's just me. And it's kind of nice. It is kind of nice. Sometimes it's fucking headaches, sometimes, but like, I finally found something consistent, right? Now, I don't always get the West Coast runs going east. They're slower in the winter, right? I don't always get one. But like, even if I could deal with the brokers, some spot board going east, if I can make as minimum want to make going west, it's still when I'm profitable, right? So pretty much right now, I'm grossing in from 28 to 34K a month, right? I am very profitable considering what I was doing pretty much the rest of the year. Like, am I profitable down like the 18, 20K? Yeah, but I don't have a lot of extra cash, right? That's where really things get a little tighter, right? Because I'm still gotta pay my sales. Trucks still gotta set things aside for the truck. But I finally found something, and I'm gonna nurture it, because I'd be dumb to throw this thing away, especially at the worst, right? If I just get 7K every week, right? Because 7K pretty much guaranteed going west. So there's two more weeks of the month. 20K gross, right? So yeah, what I like to have, even my factor, right? I get my authority at factor. Let's say 2 to 5%. So what? Doing the math, 95%. The worst case scenario, right? It's a lot of extra money. It adds up. But baby steps. I am working on taking care of things, getting there. It is baby steps, and it's probably gonna be a couple of years. I just gotta focus on getting a giant nest egg up again. Take care of the truck, make sure it's stable. Truck is very clean. It's got some oil lines here. Pretty much the only thing right now that it really need to fix now. I did recently find out that all my oil seepage, I found all of it. It's all the oil lines at the rear of the engine, that pretty much from the rear of the engine to the transmission, and there's like 6 of them, right? It's not just the I-shit lines, there's a couple other lines. All those lines are gonna get replaced, probably about anywhere from $60 to $100 a pop. Get this replaced when I take this truck to go get the emission system cleaned and do the overhead. At least buy the lines, right? I'm not losing, like right now I'm not losing oil, right? I'm running 10W30, and it's not going through the seals. So it's only when I was using thinner oil, which I want to use, because like 5W40 is overall better than 1030 all for year round, because thinner oil, but also higher heat resistance, or heat tolerance, I should say. 10W30 is fine. It's just smaller band. But anyways, you guys stay safe out there. I got some more miles around, so stay safe. Bye.